Okay, welcome to the behind the scenes tape of Shutting Down. We're trying to get started on the first shoot, first shot. Kim's getting her outfit on. Should be cool. Gonna come through that door.
Holy brightness, Batman.
I said thank you, but unless you want to cut that and make it totally make George be the first bit of dialogue.
That's the sun shining through. Bring that back. Perfect. So look at that way. We have this futuristic plant again, but ooh, what do we have here? Some people might recognize that.
What have you done?
I'm trying to make Shutting Down.
Ow.
And it's a very cramped situation to be in.
There's our star. Cleaning.
Moving city cup. Need stuff to play around with. I'll be fine.
When she brings these bottles, you can drink the water.
Oh,
We're gonna pull it out.
I thought you were getting the toast out of it.
Oh, we changed it. Oh, yeah, because there's a future bowl. Okay, action.
Your breakfast is done.
Thank you.
I wrote Shutting Down sometime in the year 2000, during the time that I was actually shooting my feature film, The Ethereal Plane, which also had Tom Shea in it. And I just wanted to write something that was very short and simple, and at the same time it was going to be something challenging because of the special effects. Especially back then, I had no idea how I was going to do them. Back then I couldn't have done them, and only now that it's 2008, it's actually possible to do them now. So this seemed like a perfect time to do it. The last project I did was Sweet Miracle, the music video with Kim and Tom. I guess that was 4 years ago now, something like that. And it was high time to make a new project. So I wanted to do something that was fairly simple in the fact that it was all filmed at our house, easy location to deal with. You know, have everyone come over here to do the project, and only a couple of outdoor scenes.
Doing.
At the plant there are these.
Done.
At the plant there are these.
Phone, where are
There are
you?
these.
There are these what?
So the movie is about this futuristic time, and there's a woman who's discovering that there is a lot of strange things happening. Sun's gonna burn out, lots of things are malfunctioning, and she learns that all the people around her that she thought were people, were human, were actually these androids. And there's this whole android preservation society that kind of keeps this whole thing a secret. And once the secret almost spills out, all the androids are kind of programmed to not really self-destruct, but kind of go into a loop and not continue the story.
So not only are we dealing with the fact that people are learning that they're androids, but their world is kind of ending around them at the same time.
Shutting Down is about an entire working class population that have been created as androids that don't realize they're androids, and because the sun is burning out, it's affecting their it's making them shut down, and they all begin to realize and become self-aware that they are androids.
I love you. Like mine.
It looked awesome.
Did it?
Yeah, no, I think it was excellent. Yeah, I was watching them, man. No, I think
I know that I looked right in the camera though. I see his finger. He's like, eyes off. He's got the big flashing neon light with an arrow.
The other
Actually, it
one.
wasn't the eyes. You were just covering up Kim. I wanted to be on that side.
Oh, okay. Wasn't that okay? I thought you were worried because I was like looking right in the
I
camera
don't
for a
think
second.
you were, but
This movie is about, I mean, the idea of having someday into the future robots, and then eventually after that androids, and basically robots that look just like us. And then the fear that they might become just like us and take over. So this movie is about that day in the future where we actually have that, where we have androids and they look like us and they can do work and function in society, but we've set a little fail-safe switch in there just in case they get a little too smart and take over. So this movie is about that day that comes where everything actually falls apart.
God, it was a few years ago, I think. I approached Clark to shoot a music video. It was kind of like a fan music video tribute thing for the band Rush, because we all happen to be fans that I happen to write, and we kind of talked him into it. My husband helped out with that as well, and the musical is called Sweet Miracle, which is out on YouTube and MySpace if you do a search. And it was a lot of fun, and so a couple years went by, and Clark mentioned that he wanted to try to shoot a short and had something that he had written and was working on, and asked me to be in it. I said yes.
Shutting Down is my 15th short film that I've made since I started making short films in 1985 at Pima College in Tucson, Arizona. If I include my feature film, The Ethereal Plane, and 2 music videos, then it would be my 17th project all together in almost 25 years.
Please send somebody. The guys that were shooting at, they look like federal agents or something.
It's really a pretty unusual style for me. It's a very talkative piece. It's pretty quirky. It's without a doubt the most unusual thing I've ever written. Of course, I always like to write sci-fi, so it was another sci-fi piece for me. Obviously, the story was influenced by movies like The Stepford Wives. I haven't even seen the remake, the Frank Oz one, but the original 70s one was one of my early favorites. And there was also a Twilight Zone episode, the original Rod Serling version, in which I believe it was about a couple that couldn't have kids, and instead of adopting, they had a kid that was a robot, and the kid didn't discover that she was a robot to the very end. I haven't seen that episode in at least 25 years, but I do remember it, and that certainly was an influence. The biggest influence in actually sitting down and writing this script was in fact a dream I had. I had a dream, I don't remember the specifics now, but it was definitely about people that kept repeating themselves endlessly and they couldn't break out of it, and it was just a weird, freaky dream.
I play the handyman in the movie, but I also produced it. Clark kind of put everything together. Clark came to me a while back with this idea, showed me the script, thought it was fantastic. I should say he came to Kim actually with the idea, my wife, who is the main character in the film, and he came to her basically to try and get her to be in the film, but then I kind of hoarded myself in, I guess, and just wanted to help out more. And
I think it was actually happening, not right here, not in our own backyard.
What's
My God.
script writers over here? Shush.
so what actually Kim and I both did was first kind of get together some space out in New York City and set up audition dates, and Kim then put out the word to a bunch of her different friends that she's done things with. We had an audition process, and that's how we came up with the cast that we came up with.
No, just that the government can only continue to speculate. I mean, it's stupid. Why can't they figure it out? They're like, oh, it could be days or weeks or months. What does that mean? You know?
Yeah, I hear you. Ever seen anything like it? No.
Wait a minute. It must be.
What?
I did read about this. I thought it was some kind of tabloid garbage, but
Yeah, and?
the factory where George and my husband work, supposedly, anyway, they've actually been making these, what would you call them? In other words, if it's true, then our Mandan is, then our Mandan is, then our Mandan is, then our Mandan is.
No.
It's okay. I think I know what this is about. It's a failsafe for the APF.
The what? English, please.
The Anti-Perseverance Foundation? My God, I didn't think it was really being done. Not right here in our own backyards.
I don't know where we are, but here we are. Looking scary. I think this is Clark's car. Let's see if we can find people. I see no one that way. Let's go this way. Anybody back here? Hey guys!
We didn't get started on the film till around October of 2007, and it was starting to get chilly, so we had to, after the very first day of just a couple things at our house with just Kim and Tom, the very beginning scenes, we had to go to Pete's house on the second day of shooting to do the whole ending. So barely with anything done, we had to go crank out the whole action-packed ending scene at Pete's house and bring over Sasha and Pete, of course, and do that whole thing. So that was a little bizarre doing the ending almost in the beginning of the schedule.
This is Sasha Scars, first day here on set.
First day, sir.
That might be locked. I gotta go around.
We got Peter Beam, door unlocker. Yeah, okay. This is the interesting stuff that goes on.
Yeah?
I'm sorry. What? Huh?
There's bagels in there if anyone wants anything.
Craft services. Where we going? Yours?
Sure. Do you want? We can have a good laugh at Kim vaulting over the fence.
That could be funny.
What? What's the problem? You can't.
Well, you live there, and I have to
Vault?
Yes.
So what you do? 1 minute. You don't really have to vault, right? Wait, you're wearing flats. She's wearing flats.
Okay, guys. This is the first
That is a boo-boo.
shutting down injury.
Yeah, it's black and blue, and that's pretty clear.
The ending of Shutting Down, I purposefully left kind of ambiguous. Basically, the robots that have been built by human beings are doing all the labor, all the blue-collar work, all the stuff that no one else, frankly, wants to do. And it's kind of almost a commentary on the way that we use a lot of labor from different countries to do the dirty work, janitorial and stuff like that. And it's the same principle as that, set deep into the future when instead of people doing it, it's now robots.
It's kind of a dark story, I think, in a different way from some of Clark's other stories that I've seen that have a little more uplifting ending.
That's me. Hey,
See my back. I mean, what are you?
I'm gonna go this way.
So the alien drinks Jack and Coke.
Alright, there you go.
No wonder you crashed his UFO.
Malfunctioning piece of crap.
I hope I'm not in that show. We like that. That's good. That's it.
So the ending, when I go up to the sky, you know, the sun, the solar power is really dying. When the whole atmospheric program totally starts to go haywire, when there's no more power, the sky is revealed to be, in fact, a roof. So everything around these characters is a facade. It's a fake sky, a fake everything. But you can see the sun through the roof. It's more like a terrarium, almost like that thing in Arizona, the biodome. That's it. It's kind of like that. And these are robots being kept in operation to do all the dirty work to keep the world working.
Andy? Me?
Yes, you. Give me a hand.
Stupid malfunctioning pieces of crap.
No way. There is no way.
So I also, of course, brought back my buddy Pete. Been making movies with him since the very beginning. He's had a role in just about everything I've ever made. I think actually Sweet Miracle was the only thing he hasn't been in since 1995 when we shot Bloodline. He was in my very first college productions, The Stalker, and Friends of Mine, and The Lurking are three of my college films, my first ones ever. He was a star of those, and really great having him come in to be the man in the saucer.
Andy, help me!
Hi, Andy. So you break down often? You got to be malfunctioned here for a while. Nice bottle of port, and you and I.
So my wife, Leilani, of course, is getting credit this time as the production designer. She designed our kitchen set. She came up with this toaster and the bottles and the other paraphernalia that we had in the kitchen, the fish over here. And so it was her idea. We obviously didn't have any money to do any kind of, real futuristic set design. Something, I had to envision, of course, something like an AI, something like that, artificial intelligence, the Spielberg film. That obviously has a great look, something like that. But, we have an old house here. The house looks anything but futuristic, of course. But, I figured our house is 100 years old, and it's going to still be here another 100, 300, 400 years from now. And it really isn't going to change that much. So futuristic movies that always have that future look is great, but isn't always necessary because things really do change slowly, if at all.
I'm trying to
Action!
George is home.
Oh, thank Christ.
We had time, but the film was very short. We had these really good actors, and I wanted to get just numerous takes, just try different things and be creative. One of the cool things I made Kim do, which I don't know if she appreciated or not, was have her come up with her own reactions to having her when her husband starts to malfunction. I had her just do a whole bunch of different versions. I fed her a couple lines.
Isn't Andy?
What the
Although I bet that's an exaggeration. Isn't Andy?
You've got to be kidding me.
Although I bet that's an exaggeration. Isn't Andy?
You too? You've got to be kidding me.
Shutting Down was an absolute blast to make. I had my daughters join me. They were here almost for every shoot. They learned how to be quiet between the words action and cut. They didn't talk. In fact, they actually called action and cut for me quite a bit. I haven't made any movies that much lately the past 5 years, really. Well, I've been devoted, of course, to parenthood, but also because it's not easy to do any kind of project where you need it to be quiet and stable on the set when you have two round heads running around making noise. But now that they're 5 and 3, it really works out well, and I think they had a good time. They actually said that they thought filmmaking was a little bit boring. I think it's because there's so much setup time, so much waiting time, and so many retakes. I'm ready to do more now that I know it can be done, and now that they know how to make a film and what filmmaking is all about.